I'll let you know if once the streaming software goes live. We should be ready to. Oh my goodness, we're ready to go. So yeah, um, you're live on the stream technically right now. Yeah, you might not see it
Right.
right away because there's
There's
a
a
little
lag.
delay. Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
little
I know.
delay, the lag. Uh, I'm getting rid of the chat over here. I'm getting rid of the chat. Close. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. We are live with Jim Engel. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the thing is that I'm gonna let you introduce yourself because a lot of people don't know your backstory. It says on the
Mhm.
thumbnail that you're the creator of People's Party. What does that actually mean for people who are watching?
Well, that means I actually started it in St. Louis, where I'm from, born and raised. And I'm actually the guy that recruited Rod to begin with. And
Okay, wait a minute, wait a minute, right? Yeah, people don't
yeah,
know who Rod is first of all, right? And first of all,
okay.
let's go back before we go and wrap up the whole entire right the theft that Nick Brana did with your organization, right? Let's talk
Mm-hmm.
first about St. Louis because you said some interesting things there. You started the People's Party in St. Louis. When was
Mm-hmm.
this?
This was 2016.
2016. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, and you started this organization, and you said that the original People's Party was in St. Louis or something.
Yeah, the one that originated in 1892 was actually organized out of St. Louis.
Oh, that's really cool, man. All right. So, was there any what made you decide to restart or start the People's Party, or what was the whole story behind that?
That well, it was actually in the working since 2015 through a Facebook group that is that I named the Pissed Off Party or Pop, and it was basically sitting there waiting, and I was collecting followers organically. I wasn't buying any ads or nothing like that. And then Michael Brown got shot and killed in Ferguson, Missouri, and Corey Bush was out there in front, and that's whenever me and my wife decided that we was going to go ahead and activate it and start working on it.
Okay. So you had something called the Pissed Off Party, but then at
Yeah,
some point it became the People's Party, I guess.
yeah. I actually created the page at least a week before Nick and Rod started their brand jacking.
Okay. So yeah, we'll talk about Nick and Rod in a moment, right? So
Mm.
that's cool. So when you started the People's Party, that was in Missouri, or that was where?
Yeah, St. Louis,
Okay.
Missouri,
Yeah.
in the city of Hazelwood.
Now, how did you? Okay, so you talk about Nick and Rod, right? And that's actually the People's Party that most people know about, right? The one advertised by Door. You have Nick Brana, and then Rod. Who's Rod?
Rod Brana's Nick's father.
Nick's
That's
father.
also
Okay.
known as Rodrigo Brana.
Okay. So you said there was some type of interaction between you and Rodrigo versus Nick, or something. What's going on there?
Yeah, I've actually never spoken to Nick. I've only spoken to Rod, and he was the one that kind of was the messenger boy for Nick. Whenever they started their People's Party page, I had was getting ready to work on it, and I was doing a search to get to it because of how Facebook operated at the time, and their page popped up.
I'm sorry. Let me just I just want to just re-ascertain some just things just before we go
Mm-hmm.
on, right? So the thing
Mm-hmm.
is that who reached out to who first? When did they reach? When did you reach out to each other? And tell me about that.
As soon as I noticed that they had was trying to create the People's Party page, I went straight to the person who was working on it, which was Rod. And I
Okay.
told him, I said, the first thing I said right off the bat, I said, I'm going to have to eventually do something about this. And the conversation went on, and I don't remember exactly what was said, but Facebook should have it in chat records in archives or something. But
Okay. So the thing is that you're saying several weeks before they set up, right? So you didn't know them ever before they did their own People's Party thing.
no, actually, I knew them before because they had friends inside the Pop Party, which was created in 2015.
Oh, really? Who were those friends?
They unpublished my original page, so I don't recall the name. I didn't even take a screenshot of it then because see, they led me to believe that they was going to work with me.
Yeah.
So, I had suspected they may try a co-op or a brand jack, but I had no reason to think that they would right away.
Now, there's also another interesting storyline from this time where not only did Nick Brana jack right this People's Party name, but he also jacked right the platform. Was that from? I know he jacked it from a Facebook group. Was it that pissed off platform Facebook group, or was it another Facebook group?
Yeah, it's pretty much from the the Pissed Off Parties group is where I was original working on. That was my viability group.
Does other are you other? Do you know someone named Jamal Thomas?
I do not,
Okay. Do you know Steve Poikinen?
do not.
Slow News Day.
Who?
Slow News Day.
No,
Okay. Well,
never heard of those names.
okay. Well, there is a claim, right? There is a claim from Steve Poikinen, who I think is he has some credibility on this particular case, and his claim is that himself or other people. There was another Facebook group that was also at the time right existing that a majority of the platform was lifted from. So that's actually in another video that I have. So the thing is that this may be a consistent pattern of theft of work, theft of volunteers, theft of names, right? Yeah, just mercilessly.
Right.
So then, but one of the things that let's take a look at the name People's Party, right?
Mhm.
There is kind of like a you said there was some previous existence of People's Party before, right?
Yeah, it was. Well, I mean, it was actually used originally in 1892,
Okay.
and ended in 1909. Then it was used by the Black Panthers and Malcolm X's group when they were active. And up until then, I have no knowledge of anything else being used because I was basically setting up the group on Facebook and researching it then, and I come across only one person that had used the name before me, and they wasn't doing nothing with it. I've actually contacted them,
Okay.
um, and they said they wasn't going to do anything with it. That's why they didn't put the apostrophe in there, whatever it was, and I actually asked them for their support, and they're currently mod in all my official People's Party pages on Facebook.
Okay. Now the thing is that when the People's Party, as it's called now, first started out, it was really movement for a People's Party, right? So it
Right.
wasn't exactly People's Party. And they
Mm-hmm.
supposedly had a vote which was kind of jacked up, right? I don't really agree with the way that they held that vote, right? It was definitely manipulative. But they did change it over to the People's Party. So you were originally the People's Party? Just want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay. So the thing is that right at that time when they were movement for People's Party, I guess that would be okay. But when they decide to really actually move forward with the name change to People's Party, they already knew that you existed. They already knew that there would be a potential issue, right?
Well, yeah. See, they
Yeah.
never. They
Cause right, yeah,
never.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
There
that
was
time you're
definitely an
clearly, yeah,
issue.
yeah. That time you're clearly in talks with them. You've already
Yeah.
made them aware, right?
Yeah.
And they decided to move forward with the name. Did they
Yeah.
ever in any
See, they
way? Right.
labeled their pages as curious and an interest, and I do have screenshots of these
Sure.
pinned on Twitter right now, and I
I'd
still
love to
have
see any
my
evidence you have. Absolutely, that would be great.
absolutely.
I'm so sorry to my audience that they can't see my hot face. Just kidding, right? Yeah. But actually, OBS Studio is running at the same time as my other stuff. But yo, honestly, this is the star of the show, Jim Engel, right here. So check it out. If you have questions in the chat, feel free to ask. And this is a long time been coming, yeah. So thanks for making. There's been a lot of questions about what's going on. I'm actually quite fascinated to learn even now. You're showing me so much. Appreciate it.
You're quite welcome, sir. I appreciate the help myself because
So they knew,
they've
right? They knew at that
oh
time that it
yeah,
was an issue, and they actually
oh yeah.
treated you as a so-called partner. But it was always Rod meeting with you, not Nick.
No, it wasn't a constant contact is what the problem was.
Yeah.
I give them permissions to do a few things like in public. Like one of them was starting the convention online. That was the original idea because me being disabled, I wasn't able to go to any conventions or anything like that. Um, and it was always supposed to be online. Let me find your email here again so I can send you a link to the
to the Twitter stuff. Oh, my Twitter
Yeah.
account is banned. Yeah. Can you share your screen on through Zoom?
Yeah, I don't.
Know how to do that?
Yeah, I
That's
don't
okay.
have the setup
Don't
for
worry
it right
about it. You
now.
could email it to me, and I could work with you, bro. Don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, you can look it up through somebody else's
Yeah.
Twitter, or I
That's
could just post it in chat. I'd rather post it in
that's
chat.
fine. Yeah,
Everybody can
put it in
see it
chat,
then.
and I'll open it up. Yeah, it's not like I can't see Twitter. I can't
Right.
interact with it, but it's not like the worst thing. I just don't. I just stopped going on Twitter because they banned me. That's yeah. It's not like I can't see the tweets. Sometimes, right, you'll be
There you
blocked.
go.
Yeah. I'm also blocked from quite a few people's stuff. Yeah.
Hey, I've been.
Anyway,
Let me
yeah.
tell you something. I've gotten.
Is it in the
I
chat
got.
or is it in the email? You can put it in the chat
It's
if you
in
want.
chat.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
it's in
Okay, cool.
chat.
All right.
Yeah.
I do not see it in the chat. I'm gonna type in the chat. He's in the other chat with his sexy.
Oh,
fucking
okay.
face
Here,
on.
let
Yeah.
me put it in. Let me put it in here, so you get it in the
Yeah, I just said.
Zoom.
Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. I'm gonna pop that open right now. Pop it open in Edge because the freaking. Oh, I opened up in my other browser. Okay. So I'm gonna put it on the screen right quick. Okay. It says People Party MPP students, my dated evidence. Here you will see two sets of pictures. All of mine precede theirs for a reason. I recruited Rod and through him his son Nick back over Messenger around late March, early April of 2016. Wow, that's like 6 years ago.
Hmm.
I have a viability group called POP. And I guess
Yeah.
that was a pissed off party, right?
Yeah, there should also be. I continued the tweets down there, so there should be some. If you can get into the comments, you should
Okay.
see the link to the pop party as
So
well.
right now I'm looking at the group history right here, and then it says changed
Yes.
name to MPP People's Party Curious. Then it
Right.
says movement for People's Party Curious. So you're
Uh huh.
showing your history, right? It was formed in
That's
2016.
theirs. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but you're
theirs.
showing that 2017, right? It's called Burning Curious. Then they moved it over. So you're showing
Right.
that you had actually a relationship with them since from 2016. You can see the timeline, right,
Yeah.
of
Now
how they
see, that's their
developed.
screen
Yeah,
cap. Yep.
and they could have gone in a different direction. They called themselves the Burning Party, right? No,
Yeah.
they
Yep.
saw the People's Party name. They thought it was a hot name. They didn't want
Yep.
to give it. Now, right? They could have just easily said, right? This is Jim Engel, right? Yeah, this is our. This is he came up with the name, right? Yeah, we think it's a great name, and giving you credit in any way, shape, or form, right? Was that ever? That would have been right. Maybe acceptable, right?
Um,
Move, maybe.
it
What
would
do you
have been
think?
acceptable. It would have been acceptable if they said that I was a original founder and that we had agreed to work
They
together.
found a way to work together, right? Yeah, and take your concerns, listen to you. But what happened instead, right? Yeah, what happened
Uh,
instead?
they basically ran off with it and brand jacked it. They started
Yeah.
using the name. They trademarked the name with a logo. Back in 2020, it wasn't even a year after my wife had passed.
So here you are
And
behind the scenes, right? You're working with them. You said you're helping them out with the website and all this other thing, right? Yeah.
no, I wasn't helping them with the
Oh, I'm sorry.
website at all. I actually questioned Rod where he got that URL, peoplesparty.org, and he said somebody gave it to him. So,
Mmm.
so I'm not sure when that was actually registered with with you know
Okay, so
whatever
you're there.
registration
Okay.
company.
So you're there. You're participating with them somehow, right? In a
Hmm.
so, maybe not making the website, but you're working. You have some type of working relationship with them, right?
Right.
Talking with your own group, right? Pissed off party stuff like that, right? So you're providing your knowledge,
Well, yeah,
expertise,
but
things like that, right?
I
And then
wasn't letting them all in on it because I didn't know exactly where it was going yet. So I didn't let my group from Pop know
right.
what was going on.
So the thing is, right? So they saw that there was a name. They decided to run with it, right? They probably could have handled that better. But let's take a look at their
Absolutely.
response, right? Afterwards, after you sent them in the email and said, look, I'm not happy about what's going on. What happened then? Did they have even one discussion with you? And if they did, how did it go?
We had one discussion uh, about me having a seat at the table, and they brought me into Slack, and somebody was going off about something about somebody using the N word, and I was getting ready to explain a relationship that I have with my stepbrother who's from Haiti, and I spell the word out, and then all of a sudden I was kicked immediately before I even had a chance to
Oh,
explain what
so
was
wait, you
going
were
on.
involved with that whole N-word situation thing?
I'm assuming that's what happened. I have
I don't know.
no idea.
I do not know. I heard about that situation, but that situation happened I think last year, like around 2021. But we
Yeah,
are actually,
it was
well,
in
okay, that's
2020, I
interesting.
think.
So, look, I can't really be like promoting, right? Yeah, I mean personally, I wouldn't, right? Yeah, use that word. If you are trying to explain it something, then I guess I could say like I
Well, it's the name of a river too, you know.
yeah.
So
So
I
like,
mean,
there's some cases right where I think, yeah.
me and some of my friends, we drop the N bomb on each other all the time. You
Well,
know.
that's problematic. But let's that is definitely
Well,
problematic.
maybe for other people. I mean, it isn't for my stepbrother.
You can't please people behind their own things, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
yeah.
mean,
But okay.
to each their own. You know, I don't use it constantly, and mostly just
Well, okay, but
with
those
friends,
events,
close
okay,
friends, and family.
like those events, I do think are controversial, straight up. So thanks for letting us know right away.
Oh yeah, I mean,
But
I
those,
have nothing
yeah,
to hide.
the
I was
event, yeah.
interracially married for almost 28 years, so I mean,
So okay, I like to try to keep these events though separate, right? Because the thing is, I'm trying to establish a pattern of behavior on the part of the Branas, and
mhm.
your controversial behavior in this case, right, actually would weaken the case and maybe provide more justification, right? But there's a whole history of stuff that happened before 2021, right? Yeah, but we'll have
Oh
to see if
yeah,
there
oh
was right
yes,
other type of behaviors that went on that were
yeah.
controversial that might justify their um their movement in this case. So let's take a look and let's see what's going on because honestly, right, a lot of stuff is on paper and there's a wide range of people who are saying the exact same things that you said. The first of all, right, they jacked your work, right? They
Yeah.
stole a lot of people's work.
Mhm.
Then what they did
See,
was
that's the first I'm
you
hearing of
asked for a
that.
seat at the table, right, for being a
Mhm.
contributor, and then you said about getting click off the Slack in 2021, but were you part of
No,
their?
it's in 2020.
What about 2016 though? Because you said what about the other organizing that was going on in the
Yeah,
organization
see yeah,
between
see
then
they
and
took off
2020?
they took off on their own and stopped communicating with me.
Okay, so when they had their
Yeah.
Slack and stuff like that, they just never invited you.
Yeah, and actually that Slack comes from the idea of Church of the Subgenius.
Wait a minute, wait.
Uh
When did you join their Slack? Because the thing is that I joined them like around 20, maybe
this was like
2019,
2020,
Yeah, 20. Wait, I
2020.
did join them in 2020. Yeah, that's two years ago. Okay, so you joined them in
Yeah.
2020. Okay, before the convention.
I believe it was 2020. I believe it was
Okay,
after I got here to Maryland,
so when did you
after
get
my
onto
wife
their
had
Slack?
passed.
Because at first they didn't contact you, but then you got onto their Slack somehow later, right?
Yeah, Rod actually basically led me there.
Okay, so Rod let you on. Okay, so
Yeah.
if you could maybe just make this timeline a little bit clearer. So you're talking in 2016, way before right 2020, right? And you're
Yeah.
talking with them about
Well, see,
people's
the only
right,
thing
yeah.
I give them permission to do was collect emails and to run a Twitter farming, you
Okay,
know. And then somebody brought it up to me about starting it online, and I said, "Well, yeah, that's was the whole idea." I mean, the
okay,
party originally in 1892 started out as an agrarian party, which is basically farmers. Okay,
sure.
and the whole idea behind my populist party was that if hemp was decriminalized and growing everywhere, it actually could be used as a part of the economy and like
Okay.
money.
So one of the narratives that I'm currently aware of is, and it's so great to have you on since you go so far back. You ever hear someone named Jonathan Martin or Lynette McLean? I think that they've been around UPA a little bit, right?
I may have seen them in UPA, but I don't know who they are. I didn't spend very long in UPA
Okay.
when they started to dogpile me.
Well, okay. So it's commonly known or commonly understood, right? Not that it's right. All questions are in fact right till proven, but the thing is that it's believed that Nick Brana got together with Lynette McLean and Jonathan Martin and other members of Draft Bernie, right,
Mm-hmm,
to start the
mm-hmm,
People's Party. So we look at Nick Brana, right? Yeah, and when he's in
yeah,
the come up phase, he'll meet guys who are beginner status, right? Yeah, like you and me,
yeah,
right? Yeah, like ground activists, and that's real grassroots, right? But as
mm-hmm.
soon as he found someone like with a flashy degree, like Jonathan Martin, he threw you straight in the trash, never called you, right? Yeah, to end the organizing meetings.
I have no idea who
Yeah,
Jonathan Martin is.
he's actually one of the few professors of third parties in the nation. There's actually something called Progressive Organizing Fund, and actually he has a lot of weight at the UPA. because
Okay.
of his relationship. So,
Well, you know, Rod went to school at MIT,
okay. I
so
believe that he's a
yeah.
professor, I think, in Boston or some other. He's not in, like around Michigan. Yeah.
I don't. Have no idea where Rod is. All I know is that he claims that he went to MIT on his personal Facebook page.
Yeah. So what it looks like to me in the situation is it looks like Nick Brana was talking to you. Right. He would have been reaching out to other organizations as well, but he tried to put together a high profile people, and there are some
Well, that was my
activists,
idea too.
right, that
I
talk
told I told
different.
him
Yeah.
if we're to get off the ground, the best way to do it is to get some star power to actually start pulling people off. Because the whole idea
Yeah.
was to pop all the states at once and have a party for every state
So he played the replacement game. I
right
mean, yeah,
away.
he replaced
Yeah,
you.
he played. Yeah,
Yeah, he
basically
replaced you.
yeah,
Yeah,
brand jacked, replacement, whatever you want to call it.
yeah, yeah. He
Yeah,
replaced you with himself, right? With a he found a name he liked. He jacked the name. He put himself in. Then he just found these
yeah.
other people that he could work with that had like a higher profile. And he right where's his grassroots like building right from day one? Yeah, my Franco, where you at, bro? Anyways, yeah, that turned out
Where's
funny,
my
but
grassroots building is all online.
yeah, I mean yeah, but I'm just saying like
Yeah.
I'm talking about Nick Brana, right? Yeah, Nick Brana can't just have started off all of a sudden, right, meeting all these
No.
celebrities, right? If he
See, I
really
was
came
still
up through the
working on it.
ranks,
I was
yeah,
still working on the stuff whenever he was still playing around in Bernie's camp.
okay,
Okay. And I actually told Rod that I didn't want to run for president, but they could draft me. And then all of a sudden, Nick comes up with the crazy idea of draft Bernie. And I
hmm.
was like, what the hell is this? That's whenever I knew they were going to try and brain jet me. I just knew it.
Wait. If they're going the Bernie route, right, then because you knew that they
Mm-hmm.
were going to start another party,
Well, they had already been working with me. And
okay. Oh
I
shit,
told
okay,
Rod in a chat, I said, I don't want to be president, but you can draft me.
I
And that's
got you.
whenever Nick started putting this stuff about draft Bernie all over the place.
Okay. So the thing is that in all this time, like Rod's kind of been running, like being the buffer for freaking for Nick, right? Did you?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
now that things are starting to break down, have you ever gotten to talk to anybody else besides Rod? Maybe one of the other council members, or Todd, or Michelle Rodriguez, or the other names that are starting to pop up.
Um,
Sabrina.
Online in public, yeah, on
Okay.
different programs. Um,
What was the
Let me
response?
see, over not Slack but Zoom. I've seen
Okay.
a couple of their Zoom meetings they sent me links to. Um, well, basically they silenced pretty much silenced me as far as saying anything on Zoom, except for in the chat, and then eventually they blocked me because of the stuff that I was saying.
You,
Nick or somebody
you
didn't
mean in
like
the
what I was
MPP
saying.
Slack in the MPP
Not
general
not
meetings, right?
Slack, but Zoom,
The Zoom
the
meetings,
Zoom.
yeah, the Zoom
Yeah,
meetings, yeah, and then they just stopped inviting you, right? They just
yeah,
cut you off. Yeah,
yeah.
a lot of people have understand that experience. What up, man? That's pretty wild. All right, so the thing is, now like people see all this crazy stuff going on, right?
Hmm.
This sexual assault allegation. But there's other stories like yours that have been going on for longer that don't seem
Yeah.
to be right. The journalists seem uninterested. Am I right? What would you say about that?
Yeah, they basically have ignored me as being some kind of troll account, something
Why
like
do you
that.
think that is?
Probably because I have a hot temper, I guess. I don't know.
I think it's because
I
of
have
you.
no idea. Very well
There's a
could
lot
be.
of other
I
people
mean,
in the same situation as you, aren't there?
I have no idea.
I'm one of them. Anyways, yeah. Let's the
I
Jonathan
mean,
Martin, right?
you're
Yeah, Keith
throwing out
Frank.
names there that I really don't know that I probably talked to. The only one that I
Uh,
do know is Keith Frank because he kept on saying when I was in UPA, quit contacting me, and I'm like, what? Where'd this come from?
it's
You
important to keep
know?
an open
And I
ear.
never
Yeah,
knew
I
who
like
the
Keith.
guy
I
was.
like Keith. Yeah, but yeah, yeah, he's got other things. He got a kid, wife, kids. He's got other things going on. So I like Keith. Yeah, I get it. We all got to find a way to work together. Don't worry, I'll
Well,
be your
I'm just
guy.
trying to figure out what's going on myself,
Mm-hmm.
So,
Very interesting. Okay, yeah, me too. So the thing is that, right, as things have come up recently, and they're not covering your issue, right, and other shared issues of what I see here is, right, just like the Democrats, they're willing to talk about the sex, they're willing to talk about the race, but when it comes to actual control, there's a definite, right? Yeah, right. You're
Yeah,
talking about things that actually relate to actual control. UPA is
yeah,
something, right? Yeah, the like 4 or 5 generations of past people. Actually, you would be a even previous generation of, right. That's when I haven't even talked about first.
yeah.
I
Before any of them were
yeah,
ever
I
involved, I
say
was there.
Jonathan Martin. I say myself, right? No, actually, it's you, right? Yeah, Jonathan
Yeah,
Martin, myself, right? Yeah, the
yeah. Before any
petitioners,
of
Keith
y'all were
Frank, right? Yeah,
involved,
that's
I,
and now
I was the
Paul G.
one. I
Spurgeon.
started
Yeah,
it.
now they're on 6 generations. Now it's 6 generations of previous leadership, and now we're all working together at UPA. That's a huge story, but the alternative is not being promoted, right? Because the message is still controlled. Even now, you see this? It's
Yeah,
not
they
because
keep
of you.
telling him.
Yeah,
They keep telling him, or they keep saying, like on Wikipedia,
because it's the
that
same
he's the
thing,
one
right?
that
Yeah.
started it.
Whether
And
you're
whenever I
nice,
go over
yeah.
to try and correct it, they're telling me I got a conflict of interest.
Whether you're
They
nice
wouldn't
or
let
mean,
me.
whether you're
Yeah,
patient or whether you come hardcore, right? Yeah? It's the
exactly,
same shit.
exactly.
Jonathan Martin, he's a nice guy. He ain't
I
going
have no
nowhere.
idea who
This
that
guy,
is.
sometimes he loses his temper, he ain't going nowhere. Me, you know me, I ain't going
Yeah,
nowhere. You know what I mean? Like Keith
yeah.
Frank, right? Yeah, great guy. Guess what? Also,
Mm.
Barnack Mason also ain't going nowhere, right? Yeah, this is some. Yo, I'm telling you, this is the same shit that happened to the Democrats. The exact same fucking thing.
Oh, I
Anyways,
know.
yeah, yeah.
See, it was never meant to be a corporation anyway.
So now that things are
And if
starting
it
to, yeah,
was, and they had asked me, I'd have told them that it had to been a 527.
now things are seeming to shake loose now a little bit, right? In a controlled way, but things are starting to shake loose a little bit with this status quo interview and the Sabby Sabs. He literally, right, what happened, Nick went on air. He said he had sex, then he started crying. It was ridiculous, right? It's been a crazy. So, has anything, like, with the recent stuff going on, right, with all this stuff, Nick Brana looks like he's going to take a fall. What's your take of what, have you found out anything, like, new? What's going on?
I know nothing about the he said, she said sexual stuff, and I really don't give a flying F about any of it. That's between them, and the evidence of truth is always immutable. So, I mean, if there's truth to it, it's going to come forward.
Okay. Do you think that this will help your situation, right, and your cause? Because
Probably.
as an activist, right, yeah. So it is moving things towards that direction.
Well, yeah, where he
Okay.
made his big mistake was that he pulled a Nixon and decided to fire the board before they were finished. And from what I understand, they had somebody that was in the investigative committee that was funneling information back to him that wasn't supposed to, and that's why they had added another um, volunteer to the investigation committee.
That's quite an interesting take. So you
So
think that
yeah,
it
he
might
pulled a
help, right? Yeah.
Nixon.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're okay. You're right. It might help. Okay, I see. We need critical thinking in the chat, so I'm gonna address we need critical thinking in a moment, right? I see Lucky Burrito. What up, Steve Cutler? Wow, we got a lot of people over here. But one of the things that yeah, I definitely have some more questions for you. Yeah.
Well, see, draft Bernie was definitely his idea, but I told him that they could draft me, Rod, in chat, and then it wasn't. But a few days later, all of a sudden, Nick's putting all this stuff up about drafting Bernie.
Okay. You said that you think that this whole situation, right, is going to help your case. But I'm going to propose a tech possible alternative scenario, right, where this whole thing, right, yeah, instead of addressing, right, which if we take a look at this situation, because I've been in third party movements for over 25 years, right, what's unique
Mm-hmm.
about this situation, the reason why 5, now 6 generations, right, yeah, of
Mm-hmm.
previous somewhat, qualified members, right, activists,
Mm-hmm.
right, few third party presidents of the nation, is because of the situation created by Jimmy Dore, where he was sending a lot of celebrities to back, right, Nick Brana, allowing him to be uniquely strong in a way that he wasn't really strong, allowing to
Yeah,
really create
yeah.
this artificial situation. So
Well,
this, right, so the thing is that I think this whole thing will be controlled where, right, the sex
mhm.
and the race thing will be the news of the day, and our shit will never get covered. And the thing is
Well,
that,
see, I actually
right,
used to be a part
yeah,
of a site that was before like Twitch and any other of these social
yeah. But
broadcasting
this is what's
sites
happened over and
called
over again, right? Yeah. Why would you
nowlive.com.
think it would go
Yeah.
different this time? Why do you think that, like, this case, your story will get heard, right, by this thing going down,
It
when in
already
all the
is.
other, your story is going out a little bit more. Oh, so
Yeah.
so you got any shows coming up? What's going on?
Yeah, I actually planned on doing interviews after I get moved into Houston, Texas.
I hope this helps you get more interviews too, yo. This is my man Jim Engel right here. By the way, how can people contact you?
Jim at officialpeoplesparty.us.
Pretty cool, man. Okay. Do you have any, like, do you update Twitter, or you have any, you're gonna come out with a
Yeah,
Facebook or anything?
I'm also on Twitter. Capital US underscore capital PEOPLES capital PARTY.
Okay. Is there any, now look, you've been around this stuff quite a bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there, when you see like other people, I don't know if you've gotten to see the comments on Sabby Stab's video or on like Status Quo or like Vanguard or any of those other people who've covered this issue. Notice a lot of
Mm-hmm.
them aren't. Yeah, what's up? Big
Okay.
F you out to all the those media producers who technically aren't covering this, so they're not gonna piss off Jimmy Dore anyways. But is there anything that you think people are missing when they hear about what's going on? Right? They see this stuff, or do you think it's pretty
Well,
much just as they see it? Go ahead.
well, I'm pretty sure there's a reason why Bernie fired him.
Fired Nick.
Yeah,
Why do you think he fired him?
I have no idea, but I'm sure there's a reason.
Okay. Well, okay, we are looking at the chat right now. Big shout out to Lucky Burrito. Big shout out to, once again, Cutler, Dirtbag Leftist. We need critical thinking. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Um, this was a pretty cool interview to find out, a little bit more about the backstory of another victim of Nick Brana, man. This is ridiculous. Hey, wait a minute, wait a minute. Let's see. Is there going to be a happy ending to the story now? Wait, so we take a look at UPA, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
seems like they may not, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
the New York People's Party right now. They just finished
Mm-hmm.
their bylaws, all this other work, right? I'm in those
Mm-hmm.
spaces. Oh, is that Shane from freaking KRTD? What up?
Yeah, see, they
What
won't
up?
let me
Yo,
back
big
in.
Shane. I hope that's
They're
Shane,
not
man.
letting me
I
back
don't know
in
if
there
that's
for
Shane.
some reason. I
KRTD,
left on my own, and they
KRTD
won't let me
Media?
back in.
They be kicking a lot of people. It's real weird over there, man. Yo, Shane, what's up with that? Yeah? I don't know.
Oh, Nick Brana's a parasitic brain jacker. Both him and his father are.
Okay, so, yeah, that's unfortunate. Um, so the thing is, now the UPA, right? That's called United People's Assembly, not People's Party. The New York State,
Right.
Washington State calls it the Washington State People's Party. I think that they have that name in there, but it's Washington State People's Party. It's not the People's Party, right? So
Right. They're actually legally formed up there in Washington
yeah,
State.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
also right. So in New York, they're having this debate: are they going to keep it People's Party or not? Right? And the UPA
Mm-hmm.
may keep the People's Party name, or it might move on from that. They feel
Mm-hmm.
like Brana did a lot of damage to the name. I feel
Yeah.
that we should still be able to keep our resources. Oh wait, one more thing, yeah. Remember those
Yeah.
advisory council, all them celebrities?
Never, never,
Did you ever get any of
never
them for help in
agreed.
any way?
Never agreed to any of them being hired or put on a council at all for my brand ever.
Did you ever approach them to get help with your issue?
Um. Yeah, actually, I was quite nice to them for a while, and they just basically ignored me.
They ignored
You
you. So
know? Yeah.
right, the thing is that sometimes people say, "Hey Ed," like maybe they just
Well,
didn't see
yeah,
your
I've never
email, right? Yeah.
contacted them by email, but
Me and the
whenever they
hundreds of
would,
other people out there that send him emails multiple
yeah.
times, you must be kidding me, yeah? Right? These people
No,
make up in
no,
their
I never
mind, right,
sent.
what they think happened. I
Well,
was
I know
actually
I get
fucking there talking with
emails,
people that
and I'm
actually sent,
buried
yeah.
in emails, and I go back to
Yeah.
before AOL and Netscape. So
Well, anyways, right? So the thing is that, right? So the People's Party, how would you feel about it? UPA, right? Would you like UPA to try to resurrect People's Party or take over People's Party's
if they
name
don't
and get
if they
behind,
don't
right? Yeah.
use the name if they don't use the name, I won't have nothing to do with them.
What do you? Okay, so you're gonna keep working with the UPA, like as right People's Party yourself, or
I will
are you
work with
going
them
to?
as an assembly, but
Okay,
I will not work with them as a party.
I get you. Okay, so you're gonna keep doing, and that's cool. So you would keep doing your own work within People's Party,
It's
right?
it's my wife and I's wife's work, so and she's passed, so there's no way.
How do you feel
There's no
about People's
way.
Party being used by other states, like Washington State or even New York, right? They're still deciding.
As
Are they
long
gonna be?
as
Yeah.
they realize that I'm the actual founder of it, I have no problem with them using the name.
What happens if the name is like People's Party? Because actually, didn't you say there was like a founder back from like the 1700s or 1800s or something like
1892, but it was dissolved in 1909.
was there an original founder of the People's Party?
Back in 1892, if there was, I'm not privy to their name at this
Okay.
point.
There may
I
have been
never
other,
actually looked into it.
right? There may have been other similarly named right before,
Yeah.
like movement for a People's Party, or
The only thing I know
what
is
about the
that they
Black People's
claim
Party or something like that? Yeah.
a lot of people claim
Yeah.
that it was organized and founded during the Omaha meetings, and that's not true. It was actually created and organized out of St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay. Well, all right. So that's a fair, right? That's a fair ask, right? If someone's
Mm-hmm.
going to call themselves the People's Party, right, and even if they don't have any right personal connection to the name or whatever, there was a party before that ran in that name, and like it or not, right, that association, even if it's a rebrand, right, whatever, right, still the fact that
Well,
the
it's my
history
idea to
says,
resurrect the
yeah,
name and
history, yeah,
mutate it like a virus, and I mean that's exactly how it went.
your
You know,
contributions matter and your history matters, and what you did for the name and
yeah.
what you right and your
It
lineage
was
within this
it
line, right,
was my
deserves to
idea
be
before
recorded.
Nick and Rod were involved ever.
Yo, that's why, yeah, that's why right now I want to get your position on it, right? Yo, I come from, like, a background with, like, maybe Eastern styles and also like hip hop stuff, that we give a lot of love to the originators and the people who
I
are
know the
creating
elders.
ideas, yeah?
You guys
Yeah.
respect your elderly more than
Well,
Americans do. I know
a
that.
lot of corporations, they want to just replace you or buy you out, right? And then
Yeah,
turn you into a
I'm not
commodity.
selling.
Yeah,
I'm
turn you
not
into a
selling.
commodity, right? But each person is
Yeah.
their own individual special unit and has their own contributions that we can really learn from. So, hey, man, they maybe Nick Brana ain't got time for you. I got time for you, bro. What up, man?
I
No
appreciate it, man.
doubt, man.
One love, one love. You know it.
All right, so um, you guys heard it here first. Am I the first one to have you on? Maybe, I don't know.
You are.
What?
And
Oh
Mark
my
Monkey.
God!
Yeah,
Another
you may.
first for the DGL7
Yeah,
channel.
Mark Monkey's going to be the next one though, and I'm going to give him in more in depth and work with him some.
Mark Monkey is
Um,
on Twitch, yeah, and
yes,
hopefully we'll be like on the
I'll
comments
be
below
setting up a
for his
day as soon
stream.
as I get to Houston and get my electronics and stuff set up. We're going to start arranging it, and yeah, so
Actually,
we're
I'm
going to
trying to
have a
put up
thing.
a panel discussion with you, me,
Hmm.
Mark, Keith, right? Sorry about Keith, yeah,
Hmm.
whatever you said.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't hate the
Yeah,
guy. I don't know him.
Renee, Lisa, what I mean, and all the previous
Hmm.
people, Jonathan Martin, Lynette McLean, all the people previous, like, and the ones who are working together right now, and have a panel
Hmm.
discussion and show the world that,
We should.
yeah,
As a
we're the
matter of
real
fact,
People's Party.
I
Yeah.
told Renee whenever she broke off and was with the what she was doing with the petitions, the petitioners group.
Wait, I'll tell you something sad though.
I
Yeah.
told
Yeah.
her that she should be the one in charge, not Nick.
Okay. Well, it sounds
Back
like you
then.
like Renee,
And
right?
as a
Yeah.
sole proprietor, I should have the right to put any manager in charge that I want.
It sounds like you like Renee.
I
Renee's
don't know her.
okay, but here's what happened for me, right? Yeah. Like I'm like she deserves a place in this because she was leadership of
I agree
People's Party for a while.
100%.
She deserves a place in this, but I've been sending her emails, but she hasn't been emailing me back. What about you? Have you emailed her? Has she emailed you back?
No, I haven't emailed her. I have no
Some
reason to.
people
I
email
contact
back.
her over Twitter.
Some people message me back. Some people don't. And Mark Mixon emails me back, right? Jonathan Martin emails me back, right? Yeah. Out of that whole
Hmm.
crew, you email me back.
I'm
Everybody
familiar
emailed me
with
back.
Mark Mixon.
The
I'm
only
familiar with Mark
person-
Mixon.
Yeah, right. He sends emails back to me, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, Keith, not sending emails back to you, but out of all the whole
I've
crew,
never sent him any.
the one person who doesn't send me emails back is Renee. That's the only person, and Lisa, right? Like they are
Hmm.
that generation of leaders. I'm
Well,
inviting them to come talk with us.
she probably doesn't understand where the white supremacist stuff comes in at, and I don't understand
well,
it either.
she's not
So
a-
she's kind of,
Well, yeah, because you said the N word,
and I don't blame her. I don't
and
blame
yeah,
her.
she's upset about it. I mean, yeah, I just realized that. Wow, that also adds the element. Well, I think that she has a right to say, I mean, if someone says the N word, I don't want to be around it. That's fair for her too.
Well,
So,
I mean that's fair. That's more than fair.
yeah. So, and you agree with her. So hopefully it's not you.
Well, yeah. I mean,
because I know there's some issue about that.
if
happening.
you're in the hood and you're raised around people, you're gonna have friends that you talk to about that, and you're gonna feel a little more comfortable than you normal.
Well, one of
person.
the things is
That doesn't necessarily mean you're racist.
Well, really,
You
right?
know? Like I
Everybody
said, I
makes
was.
mistakes, right? Yeah, but the fact
Well,
of
yeah.
the response. Remember the
I
response.
live by a
because-
mantra.
What?
I live
yeah.
by a mantra. It's called only human to err, right?
Yeah.
But it's divine to forgive.
I'm okay with the mistake, right? But the thing is that the response was that what the People's Party did was, or Nick Brana chose to do was, he had a purge and he
Just
purged all the
started
black
purging
people out,
people.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you want to have
And
a
he done
dialogue.
another
Yeah.
done another
I can
Nixon
tell you now
deal
that you
there.
want to have a dialogue, but
Absolutely.
Nick all the time what he does is, right? Yeah. Whether it's
Mm-hmm.
flushing you or flushing them or flushing me or flushing Jonathan Martin or flushing Keith or flushing Mark or flushing right Paula Jean, right? Whoever he's flushing, right? He thinks they're disposable. He takes their work, throws them in the
Yeah.
trash, and
Yeah.
that's right. And maybe
Yeah.
amongst the groups we do
Take
have,
what he wants from
yeah.
them, and then they're trash. Yep.
Hopefully UPA can
That's
be.
Nick.
Right now UPA, I'm actually at the code of conduct meetings, and actually I think that I hope some of y'all watch this because I think this is a
Well,
critical
I've actually been into the editing of their code of conduct.
Oh yeah, you're
They've
in
been
those
sending
meetings
me
too.
links.
Yeah.
I'm not in the meetings. I'm in the actual looking it over, commenting, and
So
then editing it.
I would recommend that we.
Well, I
know
have
people
been.
are
I
going to do
haven't
things that
seen
people
one
don't
lately,
agree with, but I think that we should be allowed to allow a discussion to take place. We can't just say.
and start
context
kicking
does
and banning
matter for me.
people. And
Context
I
does
mean, there's a
matter.
difference between a block, a kick, and a ban. And a lot of these people, including Thomas Royko, who is part of their whatever. The guy. I have nothing against him personally, but I would never have him as a tech working for me ever.
They have a right to consent to decide who they want to work with. You know what I mean? And we're better off working together. So, yeah.
Well, yeah,
It's
of
just
course, but I mean, I wouldn't pay him. I wouldn't put him on a payroll. Not
Yeah,
for
so
not for
it's just word
my
up.
business.
This
Yeah.
is just word up to Renee and Lisa, right? Yeah, holler at me. I mean, there's no real problems here. It's better working together. We're not going to see everything the exact
And
same.
I can explain that in
but,
depth why
Okay.
I would, because he had said something about purging people that had the same IP address and stuff. And if you have 5 people in the same household running off of one router, they're going to have the same IP address.
Okay.
Well, he's
Yeah.
talking about a dozen people, and I'm like, well, what about college students in a dorm?
Wait. The IP addresses for what? IP addresses coming for like Twitter posts, or IP addresses for
People
like
doing voting.
sending-
People doing the voting with
the
the same
voting.
IP address.
Hmm.
Yeah,
How are you
different
able to
people
tell
from the
which-
same.
How are you able to tell that they were voting from the same IP address?
I don't know. He was looking at it. I wasn't. But
Oh,
that's what he
This
explained.
happened during a meeting, and he was looking through the.
Well, the petitioners. Yeah, I got a link to the petitioners where they actually captured.
Interesting. That sounds
Yeah,
like
they
Tom
actually
Marino's
captured
work.
him. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Was that Tom Marino did that?
Here it is. The Purge, MPP.
That's true. We need critical thinking.
There's.
But yeah, come on in.
Here's a link to the video.
Yeah.
Let me get.
Yo, give me a second, alright? Yeah.
Yep.
Yo, actually, my dude just stepped in, so I'm gonna have to pretty much end the
Jet?
interview here. Yeah.
All right.
Because I do have a lot of people coming and going, but yo, one love, brother. Yeah. Yo, we're gonna catch up
Yeah,
soon.
you know.
Now, the Twitter, right? The link, and I'll put that in the comments on the post, right? So
Mhm.
everybody else can see what you're talking about. Post the link, yeah, on the video underneath, yeah. After
There it
the
is.
post is up.
It's in YouTube now, and I'm getting ready to send it to you through Zoom.
Now, I guess the last question I want to ask, right, is, look, this has been a harrowing experience. It sucked, right? And the fact of the matter is that you're disabled, and they kind of did you dirty.
They did.
They got some money. They paid $20,000 for a logo. You have any like thoughts about like going after them for restitution?
I think if there's a lawyer that decides that they want to do pro bono work and help me out, I think that I would
They
ask for
collected
damages.
thousands
I
of
would
dollars.
ask for
right? Yeah?
damages.
Don't you deserve
Every
something?
penny that they collected would be damages.
I think you deserve something out of that, right? It's not like you did nothing. Yeah. All right. One love.
Well,
my
yeah.
brother. Yeah.
One love.
One love. All right. Peace, yo.
Peace out.
I said ended the stream. All right. That's good. Okay.